The podcast is no more. We're shutting it down. We decided that's over. It's not for me. It felt old and tired. So we're launching YouTube. We're going to make it happen. Me and EB are just going to connect whenever. We got good stuff going on. He's not going to walk into stuff as well. So we're excited to make that happen. We're taking you guys around for what it really looks like to build this brand and to take things to the next level, because that's what we're doing this year. So we're hoping that this turns out the way that we want it to. And we just want it to feel real. I think those podcasts can sometimes feel a little bit scripted or a little bit performative. I think performative is the right word. That's not how we live life. That's not how we do things. And so we're just going to keep it really raw, really real with you guys, bring you around for it, shows you what's working, what's not working, and that's it. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Anytime you're planning an event called the main event and you're talking about collaborating with something called American Dream, you truly have to dream it up. You got to dream as big as you could and start with what would be, an 11, 12-star experience and start paring it down to what the possible is. And so that's where we're at right now, just making sure that we work with the team here, make sure everything gets situated so that when you come through, you truly get a 10-star experience.
When you're ready to compete, you go downstairs. Yeah. When you're ready to spectate and enjoy, you stay up here. And I think it's more controllable. I think you put all the vendors up here. I think even when you think about like the photo moment too, that's what I want to think about is like when we did that amazing tunnel into the venue, I don't want to lose that moment, right? When you walk in and you're like, oh shit. So I think with more space, that becomes more challenging because you can't fill it the way we filled it. Yeah. But like sometimes the space itself can become that moment, right? Let's just say then we build the start line moment here. People funnel out. We need to figure out how much length we actually need for 7 stations. Then there's a finish line on here, and then people could exit over on that side.
What do you think so far?
Pretty good. It's a good venue. Can't wait to see it when it goes live. October. Wait for it, guys. I think it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be very different from the Armory, a little bit more elevated, more premier. Alpha Club is a premier brand, so I can't wait.
Where are we going to next?
We are going to go back to Westfield. We've got a franchise sales call, and then we're actually going to connect with Kieran to talk about how the first 60 days of the year have gone for the garage gym, and then that'll be that. Ain't no better season than the summer. Take my top off, open the door. For mama. Until we started selling shows and eating Benny Hunters. They moved to California, guess I started seeing dollars. We assume that everyone knows what we're talking about and what we're up to. So for those of you who don't know what Alpha Games is, it is a massive component of what we do at Alpha Fit Club. If you think about it, we've got our 13-week training blocks. We have 4 of those over the course of the year. At the end of those training blocks, we have a main moment. And realistically, we've always wanted to do things differently. We wanted to stand out as a brand. And so the first thing that we ever did was throw an in-studio competition, and we called it Alpha Games. From there, it's evolved year over year, and we've brought it to such a level last year where we rented out the Westfield Armory. And that's where I graduated from high school, mind you. And I'm sure we could find a funny picture of Sam on a stick where my parents and my family, embarrassed me at graduation in that same building. Came back for revenge. We rented it out. And in 72 hours, we sold out 900 competitors across all 20 studios and threw down. The first year it was 500. People didn't really know what to expect. They were shocked at what we put on. We elevated that in 2025. And now in 2026, we want to go bigger because we have more members. We just feel the need to do that and continue to stand out. But we also want to create a moment for our members to come together and celebrate their year, celebrate their hard work, celebrate their success, because at the heart of what we do at Alpha Fit Club, a big emphasis that we have is helping people believe in themselves, helping them feel more confident and comfortable and just show off that hard work. And it doesn't matter if they're an elite level athlete, it doesn't matter if they're just getting started on their fitness journey, that moment can mean something to them. And we have kids come and cheer on their parents, significant others race with each other, or maybe even race against each other. And so that's what we're bringing to American Dream in October. And so couldn't be more excited. Obviously, as we talked about, there's a tremendous amount to figure out, to orchestrate, to decide upon. And it's scary because you can imagine the investment of time, money, and energy That's always something that I'm having to evaluate, not just for myself, but for our team as we take next steps as a brand. When you grow as a brand, every moment matters, and what you allocate your time towards is significant, right? Because if we didn't do alpha games, what else could we pour ourselves into? And vice versa. If we decide to go take on something else, what does that leave us with to deliver on the other side of alpha games? And so that balancing act is an equation that I have to pressure test, I have to feel, and I do think that it's rather intuitive at the end of the day. And then once we commit, we have to run full fucking tilt at that decision and not deviate. And so that's what this is all about. Hopefully that helps contextualize things, I think, for those of you who do know what I'm talking about and those of you who are just coming along. So wrapping up the day, and I think one of the things that EP and I have been talking about is the fact that realistically, this is going to be the most authentic way that we can capture what it actually is like to build these businesses, whether it's literally just sitting in the office for 3 hours with a whiteboard, to hopping on calls and just like, it's not sexy, it's not always fun, it's not always exciting, it's not always the hype reel. And that's just what it takes. And so showing that and being honest about the process is something that we're going to continue to try to do. And that's just the way it goes. So as I go home right now, like I'll be sitting back at my computer tonight, sending emails until 8 or 9. And like, that just is what it is. I've been in this building for 12 freaking hours outside of going to the mall today. So that's what this is going to be. Hopefully it's exciting. And if I'm doing my job, not in terms of making the video, but my real job, there will be a lot to talk about and a lot to show because we've got a lot of shit to do. So that's the extent of it. We'll see what happens.